This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
All right, pretty good weekend for the Texas Rangers. It wasn't great Saturday, but it was great yesterday. And it was great Friday. Yesterday, they basically run-ruled them. They won 10-0. I was thinking about that as I was listening to the game. I was like, okay, well, I mean, we're going to run-rule them here. But, I mean, essentially they did because they put a position player out there to pitch. So that's never good when that happens. And, so Cleveland loses 2 of 3 to the Rangers. The good news for the Rangers, in addition to that, they got 16 hits yesterday, Jamie.
That's a good day.
And that is a season high for the Rangers. They allowed just 6 hits, and Jacob deGrom had another good outing, 6 innings, 3 hits for him, walked 2 and struck out 6, and then the bullpen came on in relief. The Rangers added a couple of runs in the 8th inning as Austin Hedges, who is a catcher by trade, came on and pitched. He was like throwing 60-mile-an-hour fastballs. He even threw a couple of ESIF pitches.
Okay.
But he, I guess he's...
Big fan of the EFIS. Just let... when you see a pitch that high and that slow, it always cracks me up.
He pitched an inning, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. They were both earned against him. I think that was not his first time to do that. He's pitched several times in a game. Okay. So and then another good day for Josh Young, as Josh had a couple of hits, including a home run and a walk. And so he went 2 for 4 and scored 3 runs on the day. Man, he is lighting it up. I mean, when you think about like back in the day, 300 hitters. Not that they were a dime a dozen, but generally good teams always had a 300 hitter. You don't necessarily see that in today's Major League Baseball.
No, there was less than 10 of them in the whole league last year.
And so you got Josh hitting 313. Brandon Nimmo is hitting 249. Corey Seager didn't play yesterday, but he is back with the team and played Friday and Saturday. Wyatt Langford is also back with the team. He had a home run yesterday, so that's good news. So who knows? Maybe his team can make a little run. They're 32-33 on the season now, so they're 65 games in, 100 less than 100 to play. But I don't know. I thought that was good news for the Rangers. The Astros yesterday, they got skunked. They lost to the Swingin' A's 5-0. But the Astros won the series because they won on Friday 5-1, and they won Saturday 13-2. Okay. So they did their thing. But here's the thing that was just crazy. And I'd never heard of this, and there's a reason for it, because there's not been too many guys, if any, that have done this. But they have a guy by the name of Carlos Cortez. Carlos Cortez is an outfielder. He is listed as a switch thrower.
Oh, wow.
Switch thrower. So he is a natural left-hander, but he learned how to throw right-handed when he was 8 years old because his father thought that would increase his positional versatility. Mm-hmm. So he was drafted by the Mets as a second baseman, transitioned to a full-time outfielder after 2019, and then was called up by the A's for his major league debut. He's 28 years old. He says he's not a viable option at second base anymore, but he could play the infield if he needed to. But he's a switch thrower. So when he's in the infield, he throws with his right hand. When he's in the outfield, he throws with his left hand.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I never heard of a guy doing that.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And I was like, that's really nuts for a guy to be able to do that. But so then I Googled and I'm like, okay, has there been anybody else that have done this? But when you go to Google and AI, while there are several ambidextrous pitchers in Major League Baseball, there are virtually no non-pitchers who routinely throw with both hands in professional situations. There was an exception in the 1940s, a guy named Jackie Price, who did it, but but had a strictly limited career as a batter. So, the ambidextrous pitchers was a guy named Pat Vendetti. He pitched for a number of teams between 15 and 20. Greg Harris, and then there were some pitchers from the 19th century. But man, Carlos Cortez, his dad said, "Hey, you'll be better, make you more positionally versatile because he's a left-hander, and you can play, both hands."
Yeah, a left-hander wouldn't be able to play
second base,
third or short or second, and or catch, be a catcher. Man, I noticed that in softball, there's a lot of left-handed catchers.
Really? I wonder why that is.
Not sure.
There was the last left-hander to catch a game in Major League Baseball was Benny DeStefano in 1989. And the primary reason is because of the mechanical challenges of throwing to third base and applying tags at home plate.
I don't understand that logic. I just don't understand that logic. Because it's the same mechanics to throw to first or to throw to third if you're right or left-handed.
Yeah, but a catcher doesn't throw. He's not worried about someone stealing first on him. He's worried about someone stealing third on him.
The batter, to me, gets more in the way than the mechanics.
It's the batter. It absolutely does, but there are more right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters.
That particular stat, I get it. It just boggles my mind, though. I'm like, that's the excuse? I think it just looks weird.
No.
I think pitchers get annoyed by it, so it looks weird, and you have to help the pitchers out.
Get annoyed.
They get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like the glove's in the wrong spot, and they can't hit it anymore.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
2026 with this day in sports history. Here is Jeff McGuire.
1933, the Athletics' first baseman Jimmy Fox hits 3 consecutive home runs as Philly outscores the Yankees 14-10. What made this 3 consecutive home runs even more special is the fact that he homered his last at bat the day before.
Oh, wow.
Making it 4 in a row.
Right.
1955, Major League Brooklyn Dodgers option pitcher Tommy Lasorda. They made room for a new pitcher. I think it's going to work out for him. Sandy Koufax.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
1966, NFL and AFL announce they want to hang out together more. They want to do things together. They want to be best buddies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this would be the merger to form the National Football League.
It took them a while to get it done.
1977, California Angels pitcher Nolan Ryan notches his 4th career 19th strikeout game in a 10-inning 2-1 win over the Toronto Blue Jays. 1989, Pirates scored 10 in the first, their best inning since 1942, prompting Pirate broadcaster Jim Rooker to say that he would walk to Philadelphia if the Pirates lost. Phillies beat him 15-11. Rocker would actually make the walk at the end of the season.
That's awesome.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2014, Texas Tech beats College of Charleston 1-0 for its 3rd straight postseason shutout and its first College World Series berth. Fun times.
Good times.
It is National Jelly-Filled Donut Day.
Okay.
Yes. That's my first
Jamie's
choice.
favorite.
Yeah.
Birthdays today, Kanye West is 49, Bonnie Tyler 75, and Nancy Sinatra 86. And
Is she known for anything besides...
These boots are made for walking?
Okay.
She was Frank's daughter?
It's his daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on this day, 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel aircraft and torpedo boats attack the USS Liberty in international waters off of Egypt's Gaza Strip. The intelligence ship, well marked as an American vessel and only lightly armored, was attacked first by Israeli aircraft that fired napalm and rockets at the ship. The Liberty attempted to radio for assistance, but the Israeli aircraft blocked the transmissions. Eventually, the ship was able to make contact with the USS carrier group Saratoga. 12 fighter jets and 4 tanker planes were dispatched to defend the Liberty. Then, word of their deployment reached Washington, however. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara ordered them to recall to the carrier, and they never reached the Liberty. The reason for the recall remains unclear. 39 soldiers or seamen were killed in the attack. Eventually, Israel would spend $6.9 million in restitution for attacking the U.S. ship. Lots of controversy about this particular attack. But that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Thank you, Jeff. It is 6:49 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Congratulations to New Home. They won the state championship Friday. So they won their first state championship. They beat Iola 7-2.
Let's go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there you go. So they had gone to the state tournament 5 times over the previous 7 seasons, but now have knocked down the door and won it. I guess that was Thursday. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That was Thursday. So we did congratulate them on Friday, but I just wanted to get that in again because when you win a state championship,
you deserve to be congratulated twice.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 6:49 this morning here on the Morning Drive. College World Series participants, some have been locked up and some are still pending. I'm guessing that Troy getting to Omaha is the biggest surprise.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm going to also guess that maybe while West Virginia is there, I mean, they had a little bit easier task in having to take on Cal Poly, but they're still there. They won 17-1 in Game 2 of their series. They had some bad weather that injured some folks that were in a tent adjacent to the stadium, but they get to go to Omaha as well. How good do you think, or how far do you think West Virginia can go, Jamie?
I think they got a chance to do some damage there. I mean, it's a veteran team with a solid pitching staff, good offense as well. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them win some games.
Troy beat Little Rock for the right. Go ahead.
I don't look at the teams that have clinched their spot or are heading there, any that just feel like they're unbeatable. So
okay.
I mean, West Virginia's got a decent shot to really, play there, stay there for a while.
Mm-hmm. Georgia's locked up a berth. North Carolina's locked up a berth. Texas has locked up a berth. And then there's 2 games that are still going on that were suspended. Alabama is leading St. John's 7-2 when they'll resume their game today, and Alabama leads that series. And that game is in the bottom of the 8th, so they got 6 outs left. Does St. John's, and then to force a potential Game 3, and then Kansas is trailing Oklahoma 8-1. When that game resumes, it'll be in the top of the 4th, and Oklahoma already has won a game in that. So that's kind of a look at where things are going there in terms of the College World Series.
Not looking good for the Big 12 there. Kansas has played just terrible in the first game and a third of the series.
I think what was like 10-1 or something like that in Game 1.
A bunch of unearned runs, and they looked horrible yesterday. Dealt with all sorts of weather there too, but yeah, it's the Jayhawks, who have obviously been a really, really good team all year long. It just, I don't know, kind of I don't want to say crumbling under the pressure, but they just look like a different squad.
Crumbling might be, or they just maybe Oklahoma's better.
Give Oklahoma credit,
yeah.
But Kansas is beating themselves a bunch too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. 6:53 this morning here on the morning drive. I saw this yesterday, and it just made me shake my head going, do you really ever see this? This is WNBA stuff. The Mystics coach from Washington, Sidney Johnson, had to be escorted off the court by police. He was ejected for arguing with officials in their loss to the Atlanta Dream 109-77. He was ejected at the 3:52 mark of the third quarter. His protracted argument with the officials, as officials tried to get him to return to the bench, led to 3 police officers coming out to walk with him, who at that point calmly left the court. Now, to his credit, after the game, he said, "I lost my cool. There's nothing more than that. That's it. Officials did what was appropriate, and that's all I can say." So when he was asked what upset him, he said, "I'd rather not get into that." It did involve Angel Reese, though. So at least he didn't blame anybody but himself.
Yeah, I read the article as well. He was very straight that it was on him.
On him. I mean,
and he was smart enough not to get himself fined by complaining about
the officiating.
Yeah.
I bet those WNBA guys, they don't really make what the NBA coaches make. So getting fined would really hurt. I would imagine.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would imagine.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I guess this story didn't surprise me, but when I first saw the headline, I was like, oh. You know how sometimes you read a headline and you go, oh, and then it turns out to be something different than what you thought.
Okay.
You read the headline and go, wow. The headline was, NCAA rejects Texas Tech's appeal to reinstate Sorsby. And I'm like, I immediately thought of the judge, and because that was on the forefront of our, mind, in terms of making predictions on Friday. And but it was the NCAA, according to reports. And I'm guessing that this was anticipated because if they'd have ruled him eligible, then there wouldn't have been need for everybody to fly to Lubbock and have a big courtroom, presentation, stuff like that. So at any rate, that ruling came down Friday while they still await the judge ruling after he filed a lawsuit on May the 18th. Let me ask you this. Let's say the judge rules in favor of the NCAA, okay? Do you think there's many people that would be up in arms with that? Just by and large, do you think like the opinion would be, it's probably what he deserves, and probably 80% of the people would just kind of move along and go, okay, probably just needs to go to the supplemental draft and see where he can go?
I think the majority, even the people that think he has a shot, would say, man, I thought he could have gotten off because of this, but okay, yeah, I get it. Not shocked.
Okay. So now flip it to the other side. Let's say the judge says, no, I think there's something here. I think he deserves his day in court, and think that we're going to rule on this injunction. And let's say he rules to the point where whatever happens with Sorsby's trial, whenever it could get to trial, whether it could get to trial before the start of football season or even during football season, do you think that it's then 50-50 or 60-40 against him? Or how do you think that, like, just basic public opinion would be on that?
Okay, I think for him and against him is not what people are.
Okay.
All right. I don't think that's the right way to say it.
Okay.
Do they think he should be allowed to play, or do they think he should not be allowed to play? Mm-hmm. That's different than for him against him. I'm not against Brendan Sorsby.
No, I understand that. That's not how I intended that question.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the right, because if you ask me if I'm for Brendan Sorsby, I'm for Brendan Sorsby. I hope he has a happy life. I don't wish him evil. Mm-hmm. Okay. But do I think he should be allowed to play college football? No. Okay? I think the majority of the population would be that way. And I think it would be more than 60-40.
Okay, so, but what I'm saying to you is, let's say the judge rules in his favor, okay?
Yes, I think more people would be outraged by that, or outrage is not the right word for me. It would be more of just losing faith in college athletics. More than I already have.
Because it feels like it's pretty black and white, right?
It's one thing for everybody to talk about embracing being the villain in softball because you weren't invited to the party and you slammed the door open and you're really good and you're kicking teams' tails and you're whooping up on the SEC, and being the villain that way because people don't want you to win and you are winning. It's another thing to be the villain because I'm not accusing anybody of cutting corners or being shady, because clearly you're going by the books here, right? If a court says he can play, he can play. You're not trying to cover anything up or anything like that. So I don't want to act like you're cheating. You're not. But it feels different, right? It just doesn't feel super clean, knowing Brendan Sorsby's history for him to be your leader. And I'm sorry, he's your quarterback, he's your leader. He's going to be the face of your team. And you think the national media talks about transfers and money with the softball team? How many times do you think this is going to get brought up in every football game?
Yeah, especially.
It is going to be Brendan Sorsby, without a doubt, is going to be the face of your team. And Brendan Sorsby's issues are going to be the biggest storyline with your team all season long. I don't love the thought of that. As a Texas Tech graduate and a huge Texas Tech football fan, I don't love the thought of that. Okay? And some people may say, I don't care. I don't care what the storyline is with us. All I care is about us being really, really good. I'm not that guy. That's never going to be me.
Yeah, because there's no question it's going to be noted gambler or whatever. There's going to be some.
That story is going to get brought up.
There's no question.
So much.
Yeah.
So much. It's going to overshadow so much. We're not going to hear about the great stories. I mean, we'll hear about them some, but it's going to all be overshadowed by Brendan Sorsby, and he's the first person ever to gamble on his sport and still get to play. I mean, it's the NCAA changing previous rulings. I mean, it's all of that. It's going to get brought up all of the time. I mean, and it's going to be worse than
it's whatever
Colt McCoy and Shipley. Okay, we're going to know that they're fishing buddies. Okay, we're going to hear about it so much more so than Nigeri Kennedy being called the $1 million arm or whatever. If you hated that during softball season, get ready for this.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: do you think the longer this goes, the more it plays in his favor, or do you think the judge is trying to get all his I's dotted and T's crossed?
I would guess the longer it goes gives him a better shot. That's my guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you not think it's going to be the headline for the season, even if he doesn't play?
I think one of them is a headline in font 100, and one of them's a headline in font 12.
I think by 3 or 4 games into the season, if Brendan Sorsby within a week here is told he can't play college football and he goes off to the supplemental draft, I would guess 2 or 3 weeks into the season that storyline goes away.
And I think that storyline stays away as long as, especially if you get off to a good start, which is what you expect to do.
Yeah.
You know that you get off to a good start. Will Hammond starts playing well, then it goes to that. Let's see here. Some thoughts here from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I'm on the side that thinks he shouldn't play and totally get the thought process that it's crazy that he gets a lifetime ban for betting when other bad people can do far worse offenses and still get to play.
No doubt.
I really hope the NCAA is forced to accept the double standard. Instead of saying, since these kids can play, he should play, they actually realize there needs to be harsher punishment for players that do horrendous legal deeds in the real world.
Louder for the people in the
and I would tell you this: I'm for him being suspended for a year. But if he's suspended for a year, and some have even said if he's suspended for 6 games, that he'll go to the supplemental draft. I mean, that's where I am. I don't think he should play this year, and I've flipped on my thought on that, and the reason for that is all the stuff that came out right before this hearing with regard to signing on January the 12th that he knew that gambling was against the rules, using in-laws, using family members, friends to bet for him, things along those lines. It was far worse than what we thought.
So you think if he was given a 6-game suspension, he would leave anyway?
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't that be bad for his health to not have college football, Chuck?
But I don't know, Jamie. But that's just what I've heard. But I've not heard that from him. But that's just what I've heard.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, this one is wide open.
Oh, we love those.
Wide open. And it's completely your opinion, so you can't be wrong.
Okay.
Okay? But I am going to ask you to give me 2 answers. Since we are, wrapping up the athletic school year.
Okay.
I want you to tell me your biggest positive surprise of the 2025-2026 school year, athletic school year, and your biggest negative surprise. This can be about a player. This can be about a coach. This can be about a team. This can be anything. You could be surprised that the football team didn't wear pink uniforms. I don't know. You tell me.
I think the biggest surprise for me, just quite frankly, was the Lady Raiders going to Waco and winning there and then beating them like a drum here and then winning in Morgantown and the 19-0 start. I mean, that whole kind of thing is clumped together there, okay?
Okay.
The biggest negative is I just hate what's happened to the baseball team. And I feel like that because you intimated that you were potentially a fringe NCAA team, and I hate the fact that you didn't make it. That's my biggest negative.
So we knew Texas Tech football was going to be good. We locally knew. I was surprised at the outside people from our inner circle here, family, friends that don't live in this area, started asking me about the foot. These were people who had never asked me about a Tech football game before and how did it go and what was it like and all. None of that happened before this year. It might be, hey, how'd the team do? They knew opponents. They knew stats. They were asking about that. I'm like, it became a universal thing in my circle outside of the sports world that it affected everybody across the country. That surprised me. So that's a huge positive. That was huge publicity for while there was a Texas Tech tie, they were noticing it for the first time ever. Biggest negative surprise, you're not hosting a national championship trophy right now.
Oh, for softball.
You're not hosting one, period.
Yeah.
I mean, between football and hoisting the trophy, you are not holding a trophy either in football or in softball this year. And I'm not going to say that I thought you couldn't win both. And you didn't win either.
All right, biggest positive surprise. I'm somewhere close to Chuck. I thought the Lady Raiders heading into the season had a chance to be a fringe NCAA tournament team. But with about 2 or 3 weeks left in the season, you had a chance to win the conference.
Right.
That, to me, was the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
Now, if you had told me that they were going to finish 6th or 7th and make it to the NCAA tournament, I wouldn't have said that was going to be a shock. But with a couple weeks left in the season, they could have won, and they kind of stumbled down the stretch there.
Yeah.
They could have won the conference championship in the regular season. That, to me, was a big surprise. I would have never guessed that. I think the biggest shocker to me on the negative side of things was just how incredibly off you were offensively in the Orange Bowl. I just remember sitting there over and over and thinking, how are we playing this bad? We cannot get out of our own way. We are being absolutely dominated on that side of the ball. Because you had shown all season long that you were, the thing that I think that we've talked about a bunch is like, at no point during the season did I think, man, our receivers cannot create separation and get open at all. And all day long, that's what it felt like against Oregon. At no point during the season did I feel like Baron Morton couldn't read defenses and figure things out. And it felt like that day against Oregon. Just how completely just off you were offensively that day. And clearly Oregon deserves a lot of credit for that. Okay? But that offensive performance was shocking to me. And just because that's not who you were all year long. So I was, that to me would be the biggest negative surprise, was the offense. I would tell you, Chuck, I mean, your baseball point, heading in thinking they were a fringe NCAA tournament team, I think that if you hadn't lost, 6 of your top 9 pitchers, you probably were. You were still a fringe NCAA tournament team. But you weren't nothing close to that when you started losing. Yeah, when you're at the end. You were already not expected to be great at pitching. And then, again, 7 pitchers is one thing. This wasn't 7 guys. Right. These were the 6 of the 7 were guys that you were leaning heavily on. So, it was like the perfect storm. Yeah. Yeah. What eventually transpired. But I just was this thinking at the beginning of the year into what. Yeah, no. You won your first 2 series. You beat a team in a series that's playing in a super regional. All the above. Yeah, the conference champion. All the above. You definitely looked like. Man, it wasn't going to be easy because you knew you weren't dominant on the mound, but because of what your offense was, you felt like, hey, if the pitching can just be just not horrendous, you got a chance. Yeah. Right? And it all just fell apart. And some might say the softball not winning a national championship was the biggest disappointment or negative, like Jeff did. I didn't say disappointment. It was not my term. It was surprise. It's, on a disappointing side, surprise positive, surprise negative. Yeah. The biggest disappointment, would all just depend on what your favorite sport is, right? Sure. Yeah. I got to admit, Jeff, I was thinking about your gaming friends, too, when you said that. Because somebody on the chat line said, is Jeff talking about his gaming friends? And they added a negative adjective there, too. Sure. I'm talking about family members that are like, you've asked them, they're sports fans. I was just wondering, if they're not locked in. The middle of the flight battles, They don't know what the standings are. Every single one of them knew what Texas Tech scores was this weekend. Pilot, God, Jeff, your football team is just awesome. Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. With Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio.
And I look forward to hearing from you today on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline. It's open. We'll have Astro Baseball on the air tonight from Los Angeles. They take on the Angels, 8:10 on 100.7 The Score. We'll have the Spurs and the Knicks tonight at 6:30 and play-by-play to follow, probably about 7:30 or so from Madison Square Garden. Who do you think wins tonight?
Spurs.
Spurs. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Jeff, you think the Spurs win tonight?
No. I think the Knicks win it tonight.
Okay. I'm going to root for the Knicks.
I'll be rooting for the Spurs.
Yeah, no, I know.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. I kind of want to see the Knicks finally win something.
They did. They won the Eastern Conference Finals. Good for them. Look at them.
Look at them.
All special and stuff.
This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I'm just saying maybe Chuck, should not use the word humble. It's just not a word I associate with Chuck. Doesn't make him a bad guy, but not sure there's anything humble about Chuck. Wow. I have been humbled many times. I just want you to know that.
Humbled, yes. I would not call you a humble person.
I can be humble. Jamie? Do you think I can be humble?
Sure.
Sure. I've been humbled.
Can you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Old dogs can learn new tricks.
Maybe so.
I mean, he says it doesn't make you a bad guy.
Right.
I didn't take that as an insult at all for you.
No, I didn't take that as an insult. That's why I mean, regardless. I mean, I try to read as much of the good and the constructive good and the observations that people have, things along those.
You are just a bit braggadocious, though. If you have done something cool, you are going to let the world know about it.
Well, here lately, I mean, I think I've been pretty on the down low.
Have you done something cool?
Is that because you haven't done anything cool?
No, I think I've done some. I think I've done some stuff that's been somewhat cool. Man, I sure wish that we missed the boat yesterday, because yesterday was 6-7. 6-7-26.
I don't get it.
The 6-7, the 6-7.
Still don't get it.
The whole 6-7 thing. We missed that yesterday.
See, on Friday, I lamented that we wouldn't get to hear Eisenhower's speech because D-Day was on Saturday.
It was Saturday, yeah. D-Day anniversary, right?
It's actually one of my favorite pieces of audio that we play. Mm-hmm. His speech to the troops on D-Day. Chuck is then more worried about Sunday.
It's 6-7, yeah.
What does it mean, Chuck?
I don't know. I don't know what it means.
Well, then how did we miss it?
Well, because all the kids do it. 6-7, 6-7.
We're not the kids.
I know.
If we don't know what it means, how did we miss it?
Well, I missed it. I mean,
we didn't miss it. We don't know what it is.
I've Googled this before, but I 6-7 is a viral Gen Alpha internet meme and slang that means absolutely nothing. Okay, it is mostly used as an inside joke to annoy adults, like yelling it out in class when a teacher says the number 6 or 7, often paired with an up and down hand balancing gesture. Okay. The phrase originated from the song Doot Doot 6-7 by Philadelphia rapper Skrilla, which blew up TikTok. Okay. I texted the boys yesterday. They're out of town. Texted their dad, because they don't have phones, to tell the boys that it was 6-7. Okay. And the little phenom, his response to his father was, "You'll love this." And you'll probably think that this is true. He said to me, he wants to know if you are brain rotted. Are you brain rotted?
To you or to me?
To me. That if I'm brain rotted, he wanted to know if I was brain rotted. The little phenom. So I said, I responded to him. I said, I think so. I think I am brain rotted.
So, first off, you took the time to actually Google and look that up.
For you, right? Because you asked me.
No. Sometimes you ask things that you don't want the answer to. Don't you think that I know how to use the Google machine?
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give it to you real quick.
If I wanted that information, I probably, at this point, I probably would have looked it up.
Yeah.
Right? I probably would have looked it up. So you went and read the information about how it means nothing, that we all know, okay? It means nothing, and that it's done just to annoy old people.
I don't find it annoying.
So what is that? You don't find it annoying?
No, I don't find it annoying. I'm
not sure what that says for you, Chuck.
I know, but I don't find it annoying.
In our sermon in church yesterday, they talked about listening to too many voices and having too many different voices pumping into your brain that, get in the way.
Did you raise your hand?
This feels...
Say amen? Or
this feels like...
that?
No, you have finding room in your brain for what 6-7 means. It feels like that's a voice you didn't need in there.
Yeah.
You should have saved the space for something more important.
Yeah. Probably so. There's a lot of files up there that probably could be deleted, Jamie.
Yeah,
things that I know that really aren't that important.
Well, or that you could let go of, that you don't need to know.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the, trivial information that you could store up there instead of where 6-7 came from. You could be awesome on Jeopardy. Think of all of the conversation starters you could have.
Oh, no question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, if you're having that information allows you to have fun with your grandkids, then it seems like it's worthwhile information.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
if that's having fun with the kids, then seems like that's worth keeping.
How many grandsons this weekend asked their grandfather, "Are you brain rotted?" Brain rotted.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.